the video for promotion on YouTube. So you stand in front of it long enough, you'll be on YouTube.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to the Torgo Entertainment YouTube channel. Torgo here. Welcome back to another gig log, the first gig log of 2023.
Pesto! Oh, pesto! Wow, what'd I do? What?
Those of you that pay attention to the openings of these things may notice, hey, wait a minute, Torgo. The title card said January and it's April. What's going on? And honestly, yes, this is a gig from about 2.5, 3 months ago. Why didn't I make the gig log then? Quite frankly, didn't really want to. I was burnt out from making videos from the worst and best lists for 2022. Those took a lot of time, a lot of effort. I do a lot of things for 200 views. And honestly, I really needed to step away from Sony Vegas for quite a while. I figured I would wait until the DJ season really started to get going. I have had gigs here and there, a lot of trivias. However, those are not good for gig logs. Just a bunch of people sitting at desks, so that's not gonna work out very well. So I figured I would get this one out now. And honestly, not much happened. This is a Sweet 16. Now, some people watching this may think, Sweet 16s are these large, ornate, elaborate affairs. But that's not always the case. I have done larger scale Sweet 16s. I've done quinceañeras where I've had to bring the whole kit and caboodle. But this time around was a little more of a low-key affair. Whitney's mom was the contact for this one. She found me just looking online for DJs in my area. I'm telling you, registering your business with Google was a good idea. And I happened to have the date available. It was a Friday. Another reason why I haven't had that many gig logs up here is I've made a conscious decision to not really do Friday or Sunday gigs this year. I got burnt out like crazy, especially after things like the triple. Remember that? Friday, Saturday, Sunday weddings all back to back. That was ridiculous. And putting it frankly, in my other job, the job that I only really use for health benefits, honestly, let's be real here, their vacation has changed dramatically in a quote-unquote post-COVID world. So the amount of leniency that I was allowed to take certain days off and flex hours is gone. So the ability to take Fridays and Sundays off for gigs is not quite as easy as it used to be. Now, I am going to have a couple Sunday gigs and Friday gigs here or there, but definitely not as many as I have had in the past. But for the Sweet 16 today, we head to a place called Three Birds. It's a restaurant in Corning, New York. Let's go to the map and show you exactly where that is. Minutes away. I could walk there if I wanted to. I'm not going to, because that would be way too much stuff to carry on like a radio flyer wagon. And I've actually played there once before. One of the first events I ever filmed ended up not being on this channel, but it was a Planned Parenthood sponsored trivia. It was a fundraiser because, 2017, things were brewing. So I decided to take part in that. Unfortunately, there were people there that made the event a little less pleasant than it should have been, and I did not feel comfortable putting such a politically charged video up. But what I remember about this venue is that the load-in is a bear, to be completely honest. It sucks. There's an elevator, but it doesn't go where you need it to, and there's stairs, and it's a lot. Phil will be meeting me at this particular event. He has to work, again, it's a Friday, so he'll be meeting me there right around the time I finish loading everything in, and it's a 3-hour event from 7 to 10. So not too bad. Bring in the totems, bring in the moving heads. I hope you're ready for this one. Let's go. If you want to talk about an aerial view map not really adding anything to the image of how this went, this is the gig log for you. Because yes, the building is right here. And yes, I perform where this white star is, but it's on the second story. You might not know that from this image. And the travel line for how I have to load everything in is a disaster. What's going on here? So I'm gonna have to actually cut over to the footage and show you just what's going on. So here we have the alleyway behind the restaurant. I had to park in the lot. Obviously, you saw that footage as I was driving up. That's pretty much the whole reason I included that. And where this awning is right here is the back entrance to Three Birds. So we have to get everything from the car. I was able to pull up right here, walk through this door, which, you know, it swings out because of course it does. Oh, stairs right there. How lovely. So got to haul everything downstairs, through these really tight corridors, up these stairs, that's 2 stairways, around this corner to the service elevator, which does so much good being after 2 sets of stairs. Take this up to the 2nd floor, get out here, wheel everything out. You can see it's pretty small. It was enough for the cart, so I was able to make multiple trips. And oh look, a 3rd set of stairs! And this is the biggest one of them all. And that gets us to the floor where we need to be. I don't know how people do it in this venue because that was a lot. But I was able to get everything set up, and here we have the setup for today's Sweet 16. If you haven't been watching gig logs lately, you'll notice everything looks a little different. So we have the new DJ control station, the battle station. I need to come up with a fun name for this, but you've seen that before. It's the Infinity Battle Station. And we have my Bose F1 812 speaker package. We have the tops and the bottoms, the matching set. I love these things. They sound fantastic. These are actually new to the channel. You haven't seen those yet. We have my totems. We have the ADJ Element Hex Par at the bottom, lighting everything up. You've seen this before tons of times. And we have the old classic, the moving heads on top. You love these things. And there we have the DMX Terminator. That way we don't get any interference whatsoever. The steel plates, those aren't steel, those are aluminum. And you can see in these speakers, they have channels in those intermediary parts, which allows you to hide the cabling, which is really nice. We have my anti-fatigue mat, which I know seems weird. That's not carpet underneath us. It's actually textured flooring. And here we have the Roland DJ 808 controller. We have the Samsung Odyssey Z notebook running Virtual DJ 2022. I finally updated. There is my iPad running the Airstream app. And here we have, you know, a couple of other things. The Ape Labs controller, because there's Ape Labs lights in there. The Audio-Technica ATH M50X headphones, and there's the whole back end. And because someone would ask, over here is where we had the Airstream DMX controller. We had to put it somewhere. No need to level up. Casual clothes today for the Sweet 16. Let's have some fun. Hi, Phil.
I will have you know I have not played this song in 10 years.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
Thank you so much, everybody. Don't even talk to her about being old. Don't even start.
And we're back 2.5 months after that event happened. Nothing too crazy happened that you could tell from the video. Behind the scenes, behind the curtain, yeah, the lights didn't work. So the problem with this building, and I didn't realize this ahead of time, is that it was a former car garage. Not even a garage larger than that. It was like a Carvana type of thing. It was a car dealership. They had everything on display. So there was a lot of concrete everywhere, really thick concrete walls and floors and ceilings, because that's what it was originally built for, so it was a really sturdy building. And it kind of explains why the layout is so unusual with the stairs and the elevator. However, all that thick concrete meant that Wi-Fi signal was not happening between my iPad and the moving heads and all the DMX that I had wirelessly. But I did have lights, so what I ended up doing is sitting there looking up tutorials online, you know, how do you fix your DMX Airstream bridge? Because I thought that the whole thing had actually finally kicked the bucket. I've had it for about 5 or 6 years now. And I decided, wait a minute, I can just put the lights on manual. That'll solve everything. They're not gonna know the difference, and I did, and they didn't, and it worked out just fine. When you had that small of a group, honestly, the moving heads were kind of overkill anyway, but I wanted to have something because, you know, it's a flashy affair. It is a Sweet 16, even though it was obviously far more casual than some of the Sweet 16s have been on various other gig logs from other people. You know, you still gotta bring your A game, you still gotta do what you gotta do. And it ended up working out because they had a great time, and I ended up booking another Sweet 16 that's gonna happen in about a month or so. One of the boys that was there is having a Sweet 16. Yes, we don't gender discriminate. You can have a Sweet 16 no matter what you are. But the elephant in the room is, of course, what's gonna happen with the lighting, and I am currently working on that. I have decided to take the plunge and go ahead with the Ape Labs sticks. I have 8 of those, the Ape Labs sticks 2, the Maxi 2s I think they're called. I have an 8-pack of those. We're gonna combine those with the Ape Labs uplighting that I've had in the past. Unfortunately, that means getting the new app, and what that really means is, at long last, I have to update my iPad. It is currently updating to iOS 16 from iOS 11 is where that was. I do not connect my tablets or any of my DJ computers whatsoever to the internet as long as I can avoid it, because it's a perfectly working ecosystem. Why would you want to introduce foreign elements? It's a work computer. That's all you need it for. And that's what I've done. But unfortunately, you know how iOS is, you Mac users. You have to connect everything. I had to get iTunes on this computer, which I don't use, in order to specifically update it because it's been so far. It's just a whole thing. But hopefully I will have all the lights and all the mechanisms together now that all the pieces have come in, because backlog is crazy, for when I need the lights, and that will be a week from today, April 22nd. So hooray! Time's a wasting, but you know, I'll get it done. I've done crazier things in the past. Fortunately, all the components are here now. A playlist will be at the tail end of this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Torgo with Torgo Entertainment. Again, we have another non-wedding event. It's only gonna be 1 hour long for that event, so it's gonna be a shorter gig log for gig log number 2, but after that, we have back-to-back weddings again at the end of April. I booked them like a year and a half ago, so that's why. Should be a good time, a lot of traveling for that one. But until then, I'm Torgo with Torgo Entertainment, and I'll see you at the next event. Take care.